any time to celebrate him with us. And you are all welcome as we begin the show with the big celebration of the day, Mazenam de Ganasvede. Happy birthday, Ohamadike.
On the 25th of September 1970, a great king was born. The rising son of Africa, the greatest king that ever lived. Other kings they come before them, sell us gifts to Oyibo. Them put us chains for hands, we don't suffer years ago. But when them born this king, we get hope, said some go rise again. Oh, Hamadike. go bring us freedom. The only king the way they prophesy he coming long ago. Mohammadike, he go bring us freedom. Namundi Kanu na the name of this king where we dey talk about you. Mohammadike, he go bring us freedom. And today na the day where this king was born yo, and we dey celebrate yo. Mohammadike, he go bring us freedom. Biafra kunibola no babeku. Every lover of freedom them they sing this song. We dey wishing them the kind of long life and Biafra. Oh, no matter tough circumstance we go celebrate. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Wish you well, Mohammadike. Happy birthday, plenty many years to you. Happy birthday. France, we dey wish you well, yo. Happy birthday, lovers of freedom, wish you well, yo. Mohammadike, Joshua, they wish you well, yo. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Ohamadikendi Bonide Dikendi Kerere. As the program continues, you are free to call in. You are free to call in and wish him happy birthday. We will continue to do what we are doing as we celebrate the birthday. I want us to also continue to fight. We will not only sit down and celebrate and forget where we are coming from or where we are going to. We need our freedom in as much as freedom is concerned. We are not stopping. We are not getting anything outside freedom. That's all we need, and that's all we are getting. So in your good time, you can call in and wish the man happy birthday. You can also join us in the studio if you wish. There are so many things to talk about. There are so many things to say. Nigeria today, we see them beg for forgiveness of debt. For where that one day happened, China go leave you for their money where you owe. We see Chinese even common one small company you are owing in China have seized 3 of your presidential jets, seized your assets, your guest house in United Kingdom, and they are waiting to find more to seize. And America have granted the one man soul that all of you have gathered to do evil upon your head, to seize property worth of, I don't know whether it's 100 billion or how much dollars. We are not talking of Naira again, because of course you know that Naira is as useless as the people that owns it. I greet you all. Triple M, I can see you. Franca, I can see you. Messi, I can see you. William, I see you. We are moving. Like I said, if you wish to come in to wish Ohamadike happy birthday, you are free. If you wish to call on the telephone, I will be taking telephone calls on birthdays. Wish to our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So like I was saying, so many things are happening. We see Nigeria president or vice president go to UN to beg that Palestinians should be granted freedom. They should be allowed to do what they want to do, live their life, be free people. And we still see my own. And we still see him begging for money. We still see him begging for money. Begging for Nigeria to give him, to forgive, begging for the world to forgive him or to forgive them of their debts. And I am asking, the world should be foolish enough to listen or to even add, just give a listening ear, not even just to hear, not listening, rather. The world should be foolish enough to hear him without asking him how they dispose the wealth, the money they borrowed. This is a money they borrowed and they spent individually. They shared it among themselves. And this money they borrowed in the name of the country called Nigeria. I just want us to, I want to make my lips they shine like our PMO now. Hmm? I want my lips to be shining like a PMO. You know, PMO they shine where they make enemies they holler. So I want my own to be shining like his own too. That's by the way. So we see him begging. And then I come to the conclusion that these people are truly shameless people. Very shameless people. How you go there? How will you? How Chineke na mera ye bere? Listen, when you don't even understand, you will not know. When you don't even know, you will not understand. And this we must continue to do, to say, until the people come to understand that what is happening is not by mistake, is not by sudden. It's something that has been designed to happen for long time ago. Long time ago, it has been designed to happen. Something that has been designed to happen long, long ago. We are going to be listening to so many things. I don't know. There are so many diversities we should go into, but I don't know which one to go jump into first or to dive into first. So many things are lingering about Nigeria and their whatever, kiriko. A country that cannot stand, that cannot defend themselves, that cannot speak for their people. We see governor of a state in Nigeria, governor of a Nigerian state with a minister of defense accusing each other of being terrorist financier. You know, throughout last week we were listening and watching we listened and watched the Zamfara state governor beg and call the Zamfara state governor call out what do you call him? Call out president call out president no, not president, call out what do you call him? The defense minister, head defense minister, that the president shouldn't have employed him or appoint him as the minister because he is a chief sponsor of terroristic. And now, today, yesterday, the man came out again to tell you that this, that. But I think because it's a long story, I think that one will be something to talk next time or later if we'll be able to stay here for long. Longer, I mean, it's from 2 hours up, if we will be. But if it's just 2 hours down, that will be our next program. And so today, as I was talking to you, as I was telling you, We have Shetima begging the world to do what, to forgive their sins by telling them nobody is asking you of the money you have squandered again. I want us to know that these people are all fooling themselves. I want you to remember that the time Nigeria was owing Britain, and when the Queen of England came to Nigeria, I think in 1993 or so, 92, forgotten, and Nigeria was begging them to England, if they, Britain, if they can just maneuver, may they do. The woman said, "We know Nigeria have something they can pay. Nigeria is generating money always." As I then know, not to talk of now. So I want you to understand that Nigeria will continue to deceive what they call themselves in the name that they are guiding or leading or directing their people. How can a presidency go to UN to beg that the world should forgive their debt? People are demanding for innovation. This man came out and told you innovation my foot. We want to secure debt. Others are securing knowledge and the growth and technology and the development. Nigeria is busy securing debt. I believe you are getting the message. They incur debt without paying, and not if it is debt alone, for good. The thing is that they have mortgaged everything that would have given them the money to pay the debt. So now what Nigeria do is they borrow money. That is, they are owing, let's assume they are owing China 100 trillion, and every year, to service that 100 trillion, that is the benefit, the interest of the 100 trillion is about $100 million. So what Nigeria do every year, they will go to America and borrow 100 million and pay China the interest. Now they are owing America. Next year, they will go to Canada and borrow money, pay America of their interest, pay China their interest. The main money is still there. Nobody, they are not touching the money. Next year, they go to another country, borrow to pay, to service the debt. They are not borrowing even to pay. Even how can you borrow to pay? If you borrow this country to pay this country, you are still owing. So at the end of the day, Nigeria's debt is increasing. And the most ugly part of it is that there is nowhere to get the money to service. I'm not telling you of to pay. I'm telling you money to service this debt, because nothing, everything is being mortgaged. A country without airline, a country that the airport has been sold, airport have been privatized, seaport ties, everything ties. A country that have a country, I think in Africa should be the greatest oil producing country, but they don't have one single refinery. A country that one man manages their oil, one man manages their cement, one man manages their rice. Importation, Nigeria. At the end, they are very rich. They are giant. So they are not giant. They are gigantic. But at the end of the day, they have nothing. That is balloon. If you know balloon, the biggest balloon that just small needle, just touch them like this, small needle like this, just touch them with the mouth of palm, nothing is inside. As you they see that balloon big like this, even if you just touch them with a finger, you go, bah. If you shook them like this, you go bust. That's how they are. And they don't know how to hide their shame. Biafra, we are talking of Biafra, Samson, my brother, Samson miracle. We are Biafrans. We are not talking about Igbo. We are talking about Biafrans. That reminds me. Adadeorama sent me something. Let me see. Adadeorama sent me something about Nzuko Ezinụlọ. I think Nzuko Ezinụlọ. Am I right? Adadeorama, let me look up for it. Adadeorama Nzuko Ezinụlọ. She sent me something. You remind me now. Let me publish it for her before she come and fight me here, because Adadeorama no get her power. All right. So hold on, let me just bring it up. It's a picture. All right. So when you look at Nigeria and their magic and their miracle and their whatever, I think they should meet Jeremiah Oseni, not Jeremiah Oseni, Omotutu Fui, to give them. Nigeria should go and collect miracle soap, water, and the towel and the oil, bath, rub, and clean, so that they will be able to pay their debts, of course. So that they will be able to pay their debt. That's very good idea. So Shetima shouldn't go and dance naked in the market. Tell Shetima not to dance naked in the market. Shetima should come home and dance their dance of shame in their homes, in their houses. They should not go out there to dance this dance of shame. So we continue to do the needful. Express this substantial cause for withdrawal of Secretary General, this IPOB. I don't know if we can go to our PM's handle. Let's see if there is any outstanding update that we have not had. Hey, some people are confused. And I can see Woto is still going on. Woto is still going on. If you go to our PM's handle, you will see some Wotoized videos. So many have been Wotoized. Yeah, so many have been Wotoized. So we will keep doing what we are doing. We know anybody. We are only doing the needful, and we will continue to do the needful. As you are joining me, please try and like the video. Like the video. If you're watching from Facebook, try and share the video. So today, like I told you, is our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's birthday. Wish him happy birthday. Wish Mazen Nnamdi Kanu happy birthday. Talking of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, you see him yesterday in the court. You see him yesterday in the court. You see how he is now a different person from whom we used to see or we used to know. You remember when he used to come to court before? He will come like a dead man. He comes so sad, so weak, so. But now he comes in roaring lion. He stands in the dock and they tell Ejimako to sit down. That is confidence. Confidence. Telling the judge to stay out of his case. Confidence. Boldness. Confidence. I want us to know that whatever we are doing that have brought us to this point. If you see him, he was even smiling, happy. I want us to know that whatever we have been doing that brought us to this point, we must continue doing it.
Pays the sit at home on Monday, and then the civil servants that work in government house obey the sit at home. And government shut down on Mondays. It means the real governor of Southeast is Simon Ekpa, ruling the Southeast from Finland.
Zoo is panicking. They are panicking. I love it. They are panicking. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We are live and we are direct. They are panicking. Zoo is panicking. Zoo is panicking. It is the truth. I tell you the truth. It doesn't. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're holding my life. You take it.
You have been warned. You refuse to hear. You go hear when the time comes, and it might be too late for you. It might be too late. Simon is the real governor. If he can order sit at home, you sit. Despite your condemnation and tattooing him and cartooning him and condemning him and making jest of him, making fun of him, you are still scared of him. Your senators, your Senate president even, sitting down in the Senate chamber, telling you that even governors are sitting at home at the fear, at the mention of Simon Ekpa, almost sit at home. So you sit down. You sit down. Are you getting what I'm saying? No matter what you say, how you present it, how you see it, at the end of the day, you what? You sit down. It doesn't matter if you like him. Listen, you don't even need to like anybody. You don't even need to like Simon Ekpa. You don't need to like him. Even me, Kuma, you don't need to like me. Today, Woto has been on viral Pro Max. Woto Pro Max today. Gwongo Pro Max today. See them gwongorized, Wotoized. Go to our Prime Minister's platform, Twitter. I've told you, if you are not following him on Twitter, you are missing. Because that is where you get first-hand information. So the Woto has been on for almost 1 month now. They have been getting the Woto in number, in Pro Max, because the Woto now is Pro Max-ized. Gwongo has been now Gwongorized, Gwongo Pro-ized. So what am I saying? What I am saying is that it doesn't matter how you see him. Call him the little boy, call him the fool. The time is elapsing. The clock is ticking so fast. If you don't do something, something go do you. It is now certain that you must take your stand. Stand for freedom or stand against freedom. It's not standing for Nigeria. Yoruba man can say he is standing for Nigeria. Hausa man can say they are standing for Nigeria. Fulani man even can say they are standing for Nigeria. But you as a Biafra man cannot say you are standing for Nigeria. You can only say you are standing for Biafra or you are standing against Biafra. And I want us to get this message very clear now. There is nothing like I am standing for Nigeria. There is no place called Nigeria in Biafra land. So it's either you are in or you are out. Time for chameleonism is gone. The hours of chameleonism has passed. So if you see Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in the court now, you will understand that and when you hear this man will be. If I've said this before, if I were to be Nnamdi Kanu, I will come out and say to Nigeria, I am no longer interested in Biafra. Yeah. If I am to be Nnamdi Kanu now, I will make a public, I will make a press conference. I will hold a press. I will even invite CNN, Al Jazeera, all of them from all over the world to come. And I will make it clear. If you hear me talk of Biafra again, my head, take up. I will go in and sleep. Because they thought they can hold him down and hold Biafra down. Now it's no longer a thing of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu alone. It's now a thing of every Biafran, every true Biafran rather, because there are some Biafrans that are not true Biafrans, saboteurs and funalized Biafrans. So now, if you watch before Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, people like me and you were not Freeman equal to Oyendewo. People like me and you were not interested. We were just sira. We were listening and enjoying his prophecies until he was kidnapped. We got angry because something we have been enjoying has been taken away from us. Just like a baby that is sucking for the bottom. You want to take it a breast. You want to take it away from their mouth. Hey, they go fight you. That's what it looks like. So we are now awakened because he was kidnapped, because he had something we were enjoying. That's why I say that everything was destined for the coming of Biafra. His kidnap was destined for the coming of Biafra, because had the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu not been kidnapped now, we would have been still today under the people of what do you call them? Under concrete, underground structure, under whether it's a concrete or iron and gold they are using to build their underground that are in. That after 3 years they have been able to resurface with pure water. Pure water. Pure water after 3 years. So that he was kidnapped, brought this Biafra here. He told you he would be going to Abuja. He's coming out with Biafra. People don't understand this message. People know they understand them. Everything is coming clearer and clearer every day. Every day, everything is coming out clearer. Yet the people are not getting the message. Yet people are not getting this message. But Mali said, I pity on those that cannot see from standing. If you are standing, you cannot see. When you sit down, what are you going to see? Seize every opportunity. Share this video for me. Share this video. Facebook will share this video. YouTube will like this video for me. We will listen to, or we will, let's see, before I forget it again, I just remember now. Nzukọ ezinụlọ Adadiora mma nzukọ ezinụlọ. Let me not forget again, because yesterday we are seeing I forget. All right, we move. This is otu nnọkọ ezi na ụnọ. Otu nnọkọ ezi na ụnọ are inviting you, the general public of Biafrans and lovers of freedom all over the world, to come and join them in welcoming the Prime Minister, of Biafra Republic government in exile, Obato Obie, one of Biafra land, His Excellency Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko. Leader indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Prime Minister, Biafra Republic government in exile, Mazi Ekpa Simon Njoko. Date on Sunday, 13th of October 2024. Time 6 p.m. prompt Biafra time. Venue Zoom meeting, live, direct. So endeavor to be there. Endeavor to be there. No miss Samu. No miss this event. Otunoko ezinuno. They are calling you. They are inviting you to this wonderful program. Live, the Prime Minister, Biafra Republic, His Excellency Simon Ekpa will be there live. So at least now I don't forget this one to die. Remember today. So that's by the way we continue to talk what we were saying. And what were we saying? I was telling us about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before. If you watch his countenance now, it is a changed countenance. He is boldly, proudly, arrogantly, majestically coming out and defending himself, to the point that the barrister Aloy Ejimako and the team, they were talking so that Nigeria, in Nigeria this day,
Governor of the state himself,
in Nigeria, if you are a police, if you do anything that is justified, they go comot you for uniform. If you be a lawyer, if you talk too much, they go comot you for, they go comot your wig. So you are bound to talk in. Don't be bold though. Once you open eye in Nigeria, your position is gone. You are threatened. You are being threatened. Everybody is under threat. They are scared of saying the truth. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told him to sit down. I can defend myself. He took it upon himself and he told the judge, Binta Nyako, don't come here again. The truth is that Binta Nyako want them to start the case. And he is telling Binta Nyako, you know you don't have the power, you don't have the jurisdiction to judge me. Why will you ask me to be judged before? Why do you want me to admit? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tell him, no, I am not. Because the Supreme Court have told you, the Appeal Court have told you that you cannot judge this man. The only way you can judge him is to take him back to Kenya, When you take him back to Kenya, take him to court in Kenya. After paying him his compensation, and then if the court or Nigeria finds it, or Kenyan court finds it needful to give him over to you, we will know that now you want. If you brought him back, if you bring him back to Nigeria, anything you want to do with him. But for now, you have violated your law, changed things, put lies, replace truth with lies in order to intimidate him, to bring your own kangaroo judgment. In your judgment, you took away justice and put kangaroo judgment, yet you don't have power to judge him still yet. Are you not tired of what you are doing? Una go tired by now.
The governor of the state himself obeys the sit-at-home on Monday, and then the civil servants that work in government house obey the sit-at-home, and government shut down on Mondays. It means the real governor of Southeast is Simon Ekpa, ruling the Southeast from Finland.
Dialogue now. I repeat it again. I'm not an Igbo man, but I'm telling you what I'm shown in the spirit. What? I'm seeing great people, important people in this nation coming together and saying, now, okay, we want to sit on the table, let us talk. But the people you want to talk with are saying, it's too late. Please, dialogue now. The days ahead are evil. Dialogue now. This is not a cry of a baby, it's a cry of an adult. I repeat it again. Dialogue now. The Bible says, blessed are the peacemaker, for they shall be called the children of God. Please, every authority, there come a time when a revolution is about to take place. The power of gun, bombs, and bullets cannot hold an ideology. Please, dialogue now. This is not the time of, I have bullet, I have gun, I have bomb. This has nothing to do with bullet and bomb. If you know what I'm seeing in the realm of the spirit, everyone in federal authority should take the Biafra agitation serious. If you are once a founding father of this nation, sit down around the table and listen to your children. Dialogue now. This is not the time to arrest anybody. It's the time to hear the cry of the people. Dialogue now. Because he's going to be the last resultant solution at the end. But when you are asking, when the king comes down from his throne and he's saying, I'm ready to talk, and everybody is throwing stone at you, then you will know that it is important to dialogue with honor and prestige and go out and there is peace in the land.
Dialogue now that you still have time. You still have a little time now. In just few moments, you might not have the time for this dialogue. I want everybody to understand that after this redeclaration, this advice and prophecy from this man will not be needed again. It will become needless. That even if you choose to come to dialogue, nobody is listening to you. You are coming to accept the terms that Biafra is bringing to the table. That will be the only dialogue you have. That will be the only resultant solution. Biafra will put the solution on the table. Biafra will lead and you will follow. Now you still have a little chance of bringing your own solution, suggestion, what you want, that it may be argued out. A time is coming when everything, everywhere, anyhow, any man, any woman will hear is, this is the way we want it. And this is, you don't even need to hear. By the time UN will call and they will be told, all we are demanding for is our freedom, and we are no longer demanding it. After December 2nd, we are taking our freedom. This is what everybody must understand. After December 2nd, we are beginning to reclaim, restore our land, our freedom. I want us to understand that after December 2nd, Biafra land, the Biafra army, Biafra government have the power to bring down Imo Governor's Lodge down, Anambra Governor's Lodge down. Biafra government will have the right and the legitimately power to say this will stand, this will not stand. Because then, if you are found in Biafra land, a Nigerian in Biafra land, in the name of Nigeria, in the name that you're representing them, that will be a big problem for you. It might get too late for every other person. That's why I said it's either you are fighting for Biafra to come or you are fighting for Biafra not to come. I made it clear that there is nothing like, if you are a Biafran person, if you are originally indigenous person of Biafra, you cannot say you are for Nigeria. Like I said earlier, it's just two things. It's either you are for Biafra or you are against Biafra, period. There is nothing like, I am for Nigeria, I don't believe in Biafra. Whether you believe, whether you like, whether you want, it's not about it. It's all about standing in or standing out. The Bible said at the last day, agaho ahihia niile, agahopụta ahihia ọjọọ niile kpọọ ọkụ. I'm not the one that said it. Is the Bible. It's the Bible. Yes, the Bible talk, no be me talk. So no look me as I the wicked. That's what the Bible said. So before we go to the UN, what shameless people went to UN to do, I want us to see that it's even in the newspaper, so you don't think the video in Nigeria newspaper. I like showing things from Nigeria newspaper. It is sweet me when I see things from Nigeria newspaper. I know when I bring it, nobody will tell me this one is not true. This one is no. You must believe it as a happy culture. You must believe it as a Nigerian you are. It doesn't matter if you like me or you hate me. You must believe it. So quickly, we go to what Shetima. Let's start by reading firstly. Now, Shetima said, Israel-Hamas war, Palestine. I think I should put it in bigger distance so everybody could see. Israel-Hamas war, Palestine deserve independence. Nigeria Vice President tells world leaders. You get the message? Are you seeing what I am seeing? Then I think we should start. He says so many ugly things, but we'll just take the few ones. Listen.
Today, we are all witnesses to the heart-wrenching situation in Gaza and other Palestinian territories. We cannot discuss war and peace, conflicts and resolution, or humanitarian imperatives today without reflecting on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict that has been raging since 7th August last year. Of course, the conflict predates this period and has been simmering for a better part of half a century. What it tells us is that the international community has failed to live up to the spirit and aspirations of the United Nations to rid the world of inequality, violence, and domination of one people by another. Justice is antithetical to revenge. Freedom is an inalienable right and a natural entitlement that cannot be denied to any people. The Palestinian people deserve their independence. They deserve to have a home of their own in territories already recognized by this very assembly and by international law, which is being routinely ignored. Nigeria continues to urge efforts to bring back on track the two-state solution that offers the prospect for a new beginning for the region. Nigeria reaffirms to supporting United Nations peacekeeping operations. We recognize the need for Africa to build strong and professional armies to meet the multiple challenges we face. Consequently, we reiterate the call for international support to operationalize the African standby post, in addition to the provision of requisite support and resources to ensure the upgrade, take-up, and effectiveness.
Is it clear? Is it clear? Part 1 is very clear, I believe. I think we should go back and take him one by one, word by word. So let's go back.
Today, we are all witnesses to the heart-wrenching situation in Gaza and other Palestinian territories. We cannot discuss war and peace, conflicts and resolution, or humanitarian imperatives today without reflecting on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
It's now Palestinian conflict. It's now the unrest in Gaza, Palestinian. Now, number one thing is this. Why is it that these criminals, when they want to talk, they will not tell you what happened? Why is it that when they tend or pretend they want to solve a problem, they will not want to solve the problem, but they want to cover the problem? They are always there to coat the problem. They don't want to solve the problem. Whenever you see them, it's always insecurity. What is the reason for this insecurity? In Nigeria, another country carried out investigation, give you list of people in power, 7 of them in power in Aso Rock, ministers, governors, sponsoring terrorist organizations in Nigeria. What did the presidency do? The presidency come out with a Femi what? I've forgotten his name. The information minister of Boko Haram. The Afonja minister of Boko Haram. He came out and said that our administration is not interested in naming the sponsors of terrorism. Our administration are only interested in sending them to court, and they will answer their mouths. they go talk for their mouth. Court will have the final say. Till now, after 5 years, I knew this about 5 years ago. After that, or 3 years ago, till now, we have not seen a goat taken to court. We have not seen a mole taken to court. We have not even seen a demon taken to court, or an idiot taken to, even a tree taken to court in the name of sponsor of this terrorism in Nigeria. But Nigeria have their list. Nigeria know them. What are we seeing today? We see governor of Zamfara State. They come out to tell you, ex-governor of Zamfara State, now Minister for Defense, he is a sponsor of terrorists. While he was a governor, terrorists were hiding and sleeping and living in government house. And what did this man do? The defense minister came out and said, swear if you two are not sponsoring terrorism. Can you imagine? Country. This one is accusing this one. This one is accusing this one. I'm not talking of the one you are looking at on the screen, because we have seen his videos with the people we are talking about. Boko Haris and Tokowares and the Swaporizers. We have seen their videos. Even when they were eating together, even when he visited. And then, this is the same man that said innovation is not what they want. All they want is to Islamize. Islamization is all they care about, and not innovation, not technology. The way he said it, I'm still looking for that video. I can't find it. I know I have it, but I don't know where it is again. He said, when Elon Musk was talking, I thought Elon Musk have a better thing to say. And Elon Musk was telling us of innovation. Innovation. Is it innovation? What? I think innovation. Innovation, my foot. He said, innovation, my foot. To hell with reconstruction or restructuring. That is what this man said. And today, they are telling you that Palestinians deserve freedom, that they have been murdered in numbers. They have died enough. And then I am asking this question before I continue. Have we not died enough? Have Palestinians died up to 10 million? I am asking a question. Have you recorded 10 million children and the women and the men, casualty, dead in Palestine? And they ask a question. In short, it will be good to find out if somebody can help me to find out if we have recorded up to 10 million dead in Palestine. Let me see if I can find it in Google. Palestine is okay. Israel Gaza war. Let me see if we can get the number. coming. Just help me. Just give me a little break. He said, Gaza's Ministry of Health says more than 40,000 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli attack and thousands more are buried under rubble threatened by illness. They are not even up to 1 million. I think I should bring it to the screen so you will see what I'm saying. Because it is at the like if I dey do something, I go dey make it clear so that everybody go dey understand with me I dey do. This Palestine now that everybody is crying for, shouting, hey, hey, oh, oh, oh. I want us to see what the whole world is telling you today, that the evil, the worst has happened to Palestine. Why are we abandoned? Why is it that nobody is talking about us? I'm coming. I'll bring it. Hold on. I'll bring it now. Coming. I'll put it here. Now, if you look, killed at least 41,467 people, including nearly 16,500 children. That is, call it 42,000. 16,000 plus 41,000. That is 50. That is 52, 53,000. Okay. Now, injured, missing 10, or you can call it 60. Okay, let's just say 65,000 people. Less than 1 million. And the whole world is running helter-skelter, telling you they need freedom because they have died enough.
Raging since
Are we getting the message? Telling you they have died too much, but we died as they give us so. Now they use their mouth to count 3 million children and the women only. Men are not included. They counted 3 million. Till today, nobody have been accused of genocide. Nobody have been accused of intimidation. Nobody have been accused of not letting Biafran people to go. Nobody has gone to stand and they say, my people must go. The people that come out to go, the people that are willing to go have been intimidated. The people that were willing to stand has been brought down by their own fellow people. In the name we are Igbos. If I say you that the same way we have Yoruba Afonjas are the same way we have this Igbo Afonjas. Today, they sent their president, vice president to represent them, only to go and demand for 2 things. 1, free Palestine. 2, free our debts. And I am still asking a question. If I have wrong number, probably what I saw wasn't correct. And that is Al Jazeera. So Al Jazeera must have influenced the number because they are Arabian or Islamic I don't know, all this Arab nation. Islam is Al Jazeera is owned by Islamic person. So they will not give you wrong number, rather they will influence the number even. So I am asking this question again. Less than 1 million. And the whole world gathers to discuss this. The whole world gathers to beg that Palestine should be free, a nation. The whole world gathers rather, every day to condemn Israel. And I want to ask a question again. How did this genocidal battle or genocidal activity that happened in Biafra land started? Gowon came to Biafra land and they raise and they shoot bow. Let the war or let the genocide start. Let the genocide begin. Now, how did the what they are calling in Israel, Hamas, Israel, Palestine start? These same Palestinians went to Israel and they did unseen anywhere in this world before. They did unseen. And today, nobody is saying, nobody is asking Israel, what about those people that were taken away? Since I think that was last year. I think that was last year. October 2023, right? Okay, it's like it's about to get to 1 year now. Or it should be 1 year now, I believe. It should be 1 year now. I can't remember the actual date again. Let's just call it 1 year now. What happened? Why did we have this thing going on? What is the problem? Nobody is demanding to know what happened. What everybody is saying to Israel, October 7, right? October 7, okay. In October 7, it will, thank you, my brother, truth must be told. Yeah, tell them the truth. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, my dear sister. So, 1 year now, this thing has been going on. Nobody is asking what happened. Israel, hey, yeah, these people are wicked though. Nobody has condemned the Palestinians, Gazans, for carrying out the evil activities against Israel. But they are condemning Israel for defending themselves. Today, after 55 years or 54 years of the genocidal Boko Haris in Biafra land, nobody remembers over 10 million people that were buried in the genocidal activities. But we remember one man by Nigeria. We remember one man. Nigeria remember one man. And our people also remember one man. And they celebrate this one man, a hero for democracy, MKO Abiola. The same man they took his life from him. The same man they denied his right. The same man they denied his mandate. That is what I called honor after death. You denied him everything he owned. You took away his life. Then you came back to honor him. Do you know why Biafrans have not been remembered? Because Biafran honor could not be taken away. They could not take it away. Had he been there, succeeded in wiping away Biafra and silencing everybody, and you forget your identity and they remain Sera people, by now, every year there must be a day that will be declared a public holiday. They wouldn't mind giving it 1 week public holiday for the people that died during the Biafra Nigeria genocidal engagement. But because you as a Biafra man, as a Biafra woman, refuse to be dishonored, nobody want to comment. Nobody want to talk about it. As long as you are concerned, nobody died. Nobody will be remembered. I want us to the record though, today, because Israel refused to be dishonored by these people, the same Israel that were peacefully in their houses, so peacefully their children were in their music carnival, peacefully, you went, you unlive all of them, you bite all of them, you throw bombs. You see, these people are even talking. Had it been that the Israelites don't have the Iron Dome, what would have happened to Israel as we are talking now? Do you know that wouldn't have been anything like Israel? You know, people know they think go that side though. Had it been there was no Iron Dome, I think it's Iron Dome they call it, or what Iron Dome, I think. Had it been there was no Iron Dome to defend, to intercept those missiles, whether 500 or 5,000 missiles, in small Israel alone, Israel would have today been seen like we see or hear of Hiroshima. The only way you would have seen pictures of Israel would have been with drones. Drones would have been the only thing that will go from up and they snap pictures or videos for you to see what the remnant of Israel look like. There wouldn't have been anything like Israel again. Because the original plan was to turn Israel into Atlantic Ocean. But they failed. That is why today you are condemning Israel, because they refuse to be dishonored. I want us to understand that when you look at these people, you look at us, you see the same thing. Today, Israel is being blamed for standing up to defend themselves. Do you know that today, as we speak, these Hamas are taking human shield? They will go to the residential buildings, hospitals, schools, and they keep their missiles just to fight Israel. Nobody today is talking about or what these people have done or what they are doing, but everybody is talking about what Israel are doing. I want it to be like when you want to condemn Israel, I'm not saying you don't condemn. No, condemn them. Yes, condemn them. But before you condemn them, why are you condemning them? What did they do? Why are they doing what they are doing? That's what you should be asking. Why are they doing or what? Why have they done what they did? This should be the question. Don't condemn the action. Condemn the reason behind the action. I know that music that says it doesn't matter what you do. What matters is the way you do it. It doesn't matter what you say. What matters is the way you say it. So don't condemn the action. Condemn the reason behind the action. So let's see the reasons behind the action. Why are the Israelites fighting Palestinians? Why are they fighting? Are they really fighting or they are fighting to defend themselves? They are only defending themselves. If they stop what they are doing today, they will be wiped away. That is why they have told you, even if the whole world have abandoned us, we are not going to abandon ourselves. So today, Chetima in America or wherever he is, demanding for the freedom of the Palestinians, is there peacefully demanding, why the same thing is going on in Biafra land. He is not going there to tell them that Simon Ekpa is his terror. He's not going there to tell them that Simon Ekpa is a menace. He's not going there to tell them that Simon Ekpa is a Leviathan. Why now? Why? Why don't you open up and beg for help? Since you decided to be a shameless person. Let's hear them again. Listen.
Today, we are all witnesses to the heart-wrenching situation in Gaza and other Palestinian territories. We cannot discuss war and peace, conflicts and resolution, or humanitarian imperatives today without reflecting on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict that has been raging since 7th August last year. Of course, the conflict predates this period and has been simmering for a better part of half a century. What it tells us is that the international community has failed to live up to the spirit and aspirations of the United Nations to rid the world of inequality, violence, and domination of one people by another. Justice is antithetical to revenge. Freedom is an inalienable right and a natural entitlement that cannot.
Did you hear what I heard now? He said freedom. I heard something like freedom is in or unalienable right. I don't know. Wait, did I hear anything like that? Hold on. Let us hear. Let me be sure I heard him correctly. Hold on. Let me listen again.
It's an inalienable right.
Inalienable right. It be like say we go type am for dictionary, make we find out the meaning. Is he lying? Is this man lying? If this man can go there to tell you that freedom is inalienable right, that is like freedom is infallible, sort of. That is like freedom is infallible, inalienable. Thank you, Namogu. Thank you. I heard the thing. I say, let me be sure. Maybe no. You know, say sometimes if you talk too much, it will affect you for here. You don't go hear too much again. So I wanted to be sure. So if freedom is if freedom is an inalienable right, why do you think you can annihilate it in Biafra land? You see how they are telling you that you have rights. No, forget that. I'm just laughing at the something that look like foolishness in what he is doing now. Is it not freedom we are asking for? Is it not the same freedom Ojukwu demanded for? You call him a warmonger. Is it not the freedom Nnamdi Kanu is looking for that made you went all the way to Kenya and kidnapped him and kept him behind bars in dungeon till now? Is it not the same freedom, that thing you call that thing in Finland, the little boy in Finland, the Leviathan in Finland? Is it not the same freedom he is looking for? And you call him a menace. You call him warmonger. Because sometimes it's good that things happen so that people will understand. Or eh, I think I don't know. In short, I can't understand though. I can't understand this at all at all. Thank you. You say I should call them by their name. Zo Nigeria have denied the freedom of Biafrans from beginning of the amalgamation, even before the amalgamation. You know, there are things that our people don't even know. You know, so many people are thinking that all these buying and the buying started after in 1970s, in 1967. You think so? No, that wasn't when it started. No, this buying of things started in 1940s or 20s. I think in 20s. In 1920s, it started long ago. And after the amalgamation till today, the thing is still lingering, going on. They have not stopped. And that is the reason why Ojukwu said, enough of all this. I will not leave and see you continue to carry out this evil against my people. Let my people stay on their own. They call him a criminal. Owazulike came out, they call him a criminal. Nnamdi Kanu come out, you call him a criminal. Now, the man, the real governor came out.
Of the state himself obeys the sit at home on Monday, and then the civil servants that work in government house obey the sit at home, and government shut down on Mondays. It means the real governor of Southeast is Simon Ekpa, ruling the Southeast from Finland.
Very simple. Thank you, Miss Sammy. Since 1814 to 1945 until today, the same thing has been going on. I'll find that little brief history again, the one where I forget. So he is telling you Nigeria, because when this man is speaking, he is speaking for Nigeria. Nigeria sent him to speak for them. So he went there to tell you that though Nigeria, I'm calling Nigeria because I'm on Twitter, let the people know that Nigeria state have denied the people of Biafra even before their so-called amalgamation without the consent of anybody. They have amalgamated. Even this Yoruba from jazz that are calling today, ask them, did anybody get your consent, the consent of your fathers, before you get amalgamated? Ask them. I think Ruben Abati should have been up to 60 years now. Before they amalgamated, he should have known by his study in school that his father was consulted or his father gave consent to be amalgamated. So the same thing has been happening and happening and happening and happening. Nigeria is good in defending. That is how Tinubu went to America the other time and was speaking in favor of Ukraine. the same people, the same way Ukraine is telling Russia to take out your hand from our land, is the same way Biafra is telling you, Nigeria, take out everything from my land and go. You said no. If you do not want me to govern you, I will buy you. Nigeria is now governing the people of Biafra under guns and bullets. This is what people are not getting. People of Biafra land are being governed in fear. They are in fear. They submit in fear. Because if you refuse to be governed under guns and bullets, you know what happens next. That is the country people are living comfortably, telling you is the best country in the world, where people are being governed by bullets, by guns, by arms. You must accept their terms. You must accept their condition. You must accept to be what they gave to you. Go and watch Kunta Kunte. If you watch that route, the story of Kunta Kunte, he said his name will never be changed. I think he was amputated, or I don't know if it was his leg or hand that was cut. He said, if you kill me, I will not take the name. My name remains Kunta Kunte. They brought a rope to hang him. He said, my name remains Kunta Kunte. Until he was not able to talk again. All the people, all the African Americans gathered and begged him. He looked at them crying. To save them from crying, he accepted the name they gave to him as Toby. And after that, he still go back and tell them, my name remains Kunta Kunte. You must be forced to accept what you don't want under the rulership or rulership of guns and bullets. That is the government of guns and bullets. By force. Like it or leave it, you must accept this. That is where we are today in Biafra land. People are under fear of what will happen if you talk about Biafra, if you talk about Nigeria, if you speak against the government, if you speak about the hardship, if you speak about anything that has happened that is true, you disappear. In Nigeria, people come out with cards to protest that they are hungry. And finally today, they are in jail being charged for terrorism and for treason. And they are taking over the country. And we saw those with Russian flag. Nothing happened to them because they are from a certain place. But those with the papers, we are hungry, we need better government. They are in jail being charged for treason and the terrorism. You must accept their conditions. And yet they tell you that. You see, one funny thing is that I don't understand the real true meaning of this democracy they are telling you they are practicing. I don't understand the real reason, because I am beginning to think if this democracy is about what you will be able to manufacture, what you'll be able to add, what you'll be able to put together, whatever your brain gives you as the best thing, the best way to go on. I think that should be the real meaning of democracy, because democracy, I thought of, should have been where somebody would slap the president, slap the hell of out of the president, and the president will not do anything because you are serving him. I thought democracy should have been where even the president or prime minister will be a servant to the people, and not the people being slaves to the minister or prime ministers. But today, the subjugation is very clear. The oppressors are those that you are calling to come and they save you. And they have been doing this, oppressing your fathers, oppressing your mothers, oppressing your grandfathers. And now it is your own turn to open your eyes and know that these people you have been depending on are the blood suckers in you, sucking your blood in your house, in your bed, in your offices, everywhere. You don't want to open your eyes. Look at the common small election that was conducted in Edo. We saw police fighting with some people. You have gone. Why you not shoot them? I am asking you a question. Police have gone and they are fighting these hoodlums without gun. Why didn't you shoot them? But the same police will come where people are protesting with cars that are not fighting you. You will open fire and level them down. The same police will come to Biafra land and see a man dressed fine like me and gun him down and say he is a Yahoo. And they gun him down and say he is a Biafra. And gun him down and say he is an ESN. But on election ground, we saw police dragging vote, or what do you call it, ballot box, dragging ballot box with some people in the name that they are hoodlums. And finally, they overpowered the police, carried the ballot box, tear all the papers in it, burnt the ones they burnt, and yet you came out to give result to the people. And the mumus and the malus foolishly, maluily take out and accept the result, because you have no choice. If you protest that the result is against you, that the result is not true, you will be charged for treason and terrorism. That is what you call democracy. Now look at this one. Nigeria representative in the United Nations telling you that Palestine needs freedom. They must get their own state, their own country, while under his nose, people are crying for freedom for over 50 years. And the only thing you do, the only best thing you know how to do is to subjugate them and take away their lives and take away and destroy their properties. In Lagos, everywhere they are, you destroy their properties. To the point that Obasanjo during his tenure have to call EU, call America, call everywhere. Anywhere you see anybody with a green, white, green passport, don't give him asylum. Because Obasanjo knows that the people that go to seek asylum are our people. They are all Biafrans. And our people were being sent home in numbers, to the point that Switzerland accepted to give them as a then $3,000 each person that accept to go home. And the many people will accept to go home with this $3,000. When they get to the airport, they will be given $200, I think $100. That is the end of it. Nigeria, Afonjas, will seize the remaining part of the money. I just want us to understand that this is a battle to survive, a battle of no tomorrow. If you don't fight, you must fight or nothing for you. This is not about even labaja, anything. No, you don't have to ask because you already know the answer. There is nothing for you. The only thing you have is what you fight for. Now they're telling you about Gaza. Continue to listen that you cannot kill, you cannot destroy freedom. That freedom is a right. Freedom, according to him, according to Nigerian representative vice president to United Nations, he is telling us that this freedom na something where nobody go fit kill. This freedom, you no even fit bury am. This freedom is something you no go fit cover. This freedom is something that anything you like, you do and finish, you go dey visible. That is what he's telling you. And that is the same thing we are demanding. And that is the same thing we are getting from come December 2nd. You can't stop it. I thank God you know that freedom is something you cannot take away. Freedom is something you cannot stop. I just want us to understand that they know what they are doing. Why did they plant their agent there? Everywhere in UN, they plant their agent. In AU, they plant their agent so that if anybody brings anything, they will first look at it. If it is about Biafran people, they will trash it so that it will not get noticed or seen. We are not stopping at anything. Let's listen.
Violence and domination of one people by another. Justice is antithetical to revenge. Freedom is an inalienable right.
Are you getting the message? Did you get it?
Freedom is an inalienable right. Freedom is an inalienable right. Freedom is an inalienable right. Freedom is an inalienable right.
I believe he is clear. He's not making mistake. It's not a mistake. So, if freedom is an inalienable right, bro, if you have not been into this thing we are doing to free ourselves, bro, jump in with everything in you. Dive in with everything in you. It's time to build your own nation. If Nigeria government know that you cannot annihilate freedom, it's your right, bro, and you are still fighting against the freedom of Biafra, even if you are a Yoruba or you are Hausa or you are Fulani fighting against my freedom, I know say cuckoo, cloud cuckoo dey your brain or cuckoo in the brain they do you. No real way they worry you for brain. I'm not talking of Biafrans that don't even know what Shetima, the president representative in United Nations, Nigeria president in short, Nigeria government is telling you today. That freedom is something you cannot take away from anybody, no matter who you are. That means he is confirming to you and me that this freedom we are fighting for is the only solution to our tomorrow.
And a natural entitlement that cannot be denied to any people.
Are you getting that? Freedom is a national entitlement that cannot be denied to even a demon. Even demons, you cannot deny them their freedom. Even rats, even air, even trees, they have their freedom. Even ants, you cannot deny them their right, their freedom. But they are denying me my own freedom. They are denying you your own freedom. And you are comfortably sitting down, looking for whom to fight, looking for enemies that are your friends, looking for enemies that are your brothers and your saviors. You are looking for your prophets that you want to murder. And Bob Marley kept asking, how long shall we kill our prophets? And those that say we are not killing prophets, but Marley still went on to ask you, how long shall you stand beside and look? And some that have hidden in their house say it's just part of it, how long are you going to continue? The only way out is by fighting for your freedom. It's either freedom or nothing.
The Palestinian people deserve their independence.
Did you get that message? The Palestinian people deserve their independence, but you don't deserve your independence. You don't deserve freedom. That's what Nigerian government is telling you. Because if they truly know that the Palestinian people deserve their freedom, why have they militarized your land, our lands, our father's land, and we have been forced to run away? We have been forced to go out and remain comfortably in exile. Those of you that have beautiful mansions in your father's house, tell yourself the truth. How many days in 10 years have you slept in those your beautiful mansions? It's only our people that have mansions and have hotels and have investment, but they do not visit their businesses because they are not comfortable going to visit them. They are scared of one thing or the other. They are scared of security. But here you see a British man have chance of business in Switzerland, he have in Australia, he have in America, he have in UK. Every day he will be in America today. Tomorrow he is in Australia. Next tomorrow he is in China. Next tomorrow he is in Italy. But a Nigerian man will have a business in Lagos, have Abuja, have in Kano, have in Imo, have in Abia, have in Anambra. He will appoint people that will be going there for him, and he will run away. Because the day he go there, his life will be at stake. You don't need freedom. That's what Nigeria is telling you, that the people that need freedom are the people na poisinala. Because na hana poisinala, that is why they need freedom. I want us to get the message straight. In as much as hana poisinala, they need freedom. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter how they do it. But they need freedom. Do you now see why they are doing what they are doing without looking back? And the people are not getting the message. You cannot annihilate freedom, he told you. But they are trying to annihilate our own. No. Are you getting the message? I will know how they want to do it. I want to see the miracle they want to do.
They deserve to have a home of their own in territories already recognized by this very assembly and by international law, which is being routinely ignored. Nigeria continues to urge efforts to bring back on track the two-state solution that offers the prospect for a new beginning for the region. Nigeria reaffirms to supporting United Nations peacekeeping operations. We recognize the need for Africa to build strong and professional armies to meet the multiple challenges we face. Consequently, we reiterate the call for international support to operationalize the African standby force, in addition to the provision of requisite support and resources to ensure the upgrade, take-up, and effectiveness
of West African state made the call while addressing world leaders in the general debate of the ongoing 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly at the United...
Hold on. I want you to read the title on the video. I want you to read it very well. Hold on. Let me put it very well. Read it. Hunger. 79th hunger. Tinubu seek debt forgiveness for Nigeria developing nation. For Nigeria developing nations. Are you getting the message?
Nation's headquarters in New York, United States, represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima at the high-level annual global event. The president said countries of the global south would not make meaningful economic progress without special concessions and a review of their current debt burden. President Tinubu also urged the UN Security Council to give Nigeria and other African countries permanent seat at the council as a way to strengthen its relevance and credibility.
We reiterate the call for international support to operationalize the African Standby Post, in addition to the provision of requisite support and resources to ensure the upgrade, take-up, and effectiveness of a center of excellence on issues of counterterrorism in Africa. Mr. President, reform of the Security Council is critical if the UN is to strengthen its relevance and credibility in our rapidly changing world. Some permanent members of the United Nations Security Council have offered encouraging, if tentative, indications of support on the issue of reform of the Council. We welcome the change in tone and urge an acceleration in momentum to the process. The Security Council should be expanded in the permanent and non-permanent member categories to reflect the diversity and plurality of the world. We fully support the efforts of the Secretary General Guterres in this regard. Africa must be accorded the respect that it deserves in the Security Council. Our continent deserves a place in the permanent members category of the Security Council with the same rights and responsibilities as other permanent members. Mr. President, your assumption of the stewardship of the General Assembly presupposes that you will be seized with the progress of the implementation of the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. We note that most developing countries are significantly lagging behind in the achievement of these goals, largely due to a lack of resources available to finance their implementation and the burden of unsustainable external debt. It is our expectation that the adoption of the Pact of the Future for the Future will change the narrative, reposition economies, and translate into concrete measures that provide solutions to the challenges faced by developing and least developed countries. This is particularly significant in our region and the Sahel, where human development indices are low and depressing. It is for this reason that we reiterate the call by countries, especially of the Global South, for reform of the international financial architecture and promotion of a rules-based, non-discriminatory, open, fair, inclusive, equitable, and transparent multilateral trading system. We are aware of the debilitating impacts of corruption on global prosperity and national progress. Process of corruption and illicit financial flows constitute a huge chunk of resources needed for sustainable development. The recovery and return of such funds to states of origin is a fundamental principle of the United Nations Convention Against Corruption. Therefore, the international community must promote practical measures to strengthen international cooperation to recover and return stolen assets and to eradicate safe havens that facilitate illicit flows of funds from developing countries to the developed economies. There is also the urgent need to promote fair and inclusive tax regimes in the world.
Is it not clear? I don't know what any other human being want to know or want to see that you have not seen, that you have not come to realize. I don't know, because everything has been made very, very clear. Everything is now very, very clear that who don't even understand by now must have come to understand that Nigeria is just a joke. That Nigeria is not what they claim to be. I thank God for today's social media that people are now waking up to see. Eyes are being opened. I see Rufai Husseini when he go. I think let us just listen to him. Before we go, let's listen to him. If Rufai go to church, he will preach truth. When he come to the Arise News, he will start talking another thing. Let's listen to him. Just listen to Rufai.
You know, I will tell you this for free. You see, this Rufai of Arise News, that man is so amazing. He is something else.
When the British came, the only thing they had to...
You know, I will tell you this for free.
Why Nigeria? I'm going to be talking
something else. I throw a big salute to him. Take your time, calm down, and watch this video till the end. Listen to everything that this man said.
I'm going to be talking about something called the genesis of distortion. I titled it, I said the genesis of distortion. The reason why Nigeria it is today is because there's a genesis to the distortion. It didn't start today. And I'll take you back to some key dates.
I will not be saying anything, but I want you to know he is in the church. In the church. I want you to hear the kind of message he is preaching. Just listen.
I'll take you back to the year 1914. The year 1914 was the year they amalgamated the Northern and the Southern Protectorate. But before then, the British had first amalgamated the Southern Protectorate. Because you see, when they came, they met us fighting ourselves. Prior to that time, we had fought the Kiriji and Jajalomi wars. So in the South, for instance, when the British came, the only thing they had to do was just to unite the warring factions. Because the Ijeshakiti Parako were fighting deep, the Oyo people and all of that. So we were fighting and we had made a lot of slaves. Most of the people that went from the Kiriji and Jalomi wars were those that went as slaves to Latin America. Those are the people that came back as what we call the Agudaos. These are the likes of the Darochas. So that's why you see that Lagos Island is filled with a lot of Brazilian architecture. They even celebrate Fanti Festival. In fact, we eat frijon in Christmas. Frijon is not native to us. It's Portuguese food. So those were the cultures they brought back. But how did we get those cultures? Because we were fighting. So they said the kingdom of God suffered violence. And no violence can take us by force. We were already fighting from hitherto. Then the British came, settled the fight, then they colonized. The first inroad of the British in what is called Lagos Colony today came in the middle 1800s, when two people too were fighting over the throne of Lagos, Kosoko and Akitoye. So they called in the British to come and settle fights. But you see, when you call a bigger man to come and settle fights of something that is very juicy, what do? They take it from you. So when Akitoye went aboard a ship called the HMS Prometheus on the Lagos Marina here, and he said, the British said, we don't know what you're talking about. Sign this edict that you will cede Lagos to us. So Lagos became a crown colony, and that's why in 1906 the first thing we did was the Southern Protectorate, the other fighting parts of the Yoruba parts, and Lagos Colony. And that's why you see up till 1960, in fact when we gained independence in 1960, residents full born in Lagos had the chance to either choose a British passport or a Nigerian passport. But a lot of them opted for Nigerian passport. So after that amalgamation, they started to rule over us. So guess the things they started to do to us. The first thing they did was they distorted our mindset. That's the genesis of the distortion. So they told you that your black color was never good enough. How did they do it? Indoctrinations. At first, they told you have to go through an education system. And after the education system, they say your language was not good enough, so they taught you in English. Have you ever wondered that if we are taught mathematics in Igbo, there will have been more people with a sound understanding of mathematics than in English? So the first thing you have to do, you have to learn your colonizer's language. And when you learn your colonizer's language, they took away your identity on how to think. So they call your customs and traditions idolatry. And the last thing they did,
I believe una dey hear Rufai you. Na Rufai the talk, and he is in the church preaching gospel. I want us to understand something here. I want us to understand something here. Education is not the one you go and write. Education is the truth. When you have been able to pass the knowledge, the truth to people, he's giving you the history now. I believe we are following him. Listen to him.
was that they set up a fight between you, because they know if you are united, then there's going to be a problem. You remember the Tower of Babel? Even our God knew the importance of unity. So what did he do? He changed the language.
For those that tell you, I am not evil, I am not evil, are you getting it from Rufai? This is the same Rufai that will come to Arise News and preach different narrative. Listen to the truth here.
So they set up a fight, and it's so easy. How would they do it? They have agents. Stir up ethnic strife. Yorubas will fight Hausa, Hausas will fight Igbos, and all of that. And they fan the embers, and they constantly do it. So the first genesis of distortion was the initial colonialism, and they continued. In fact, they did it up till 1959, when we had the first elections, the 12th of December. You know what they deliberately did? That election, we know who won that election. Who had more votes? The NCNC had more votes. But originally, the British had planned that it was going to be a hung parliament. You know what they call a hung parliament? A hung parliament is when there's no clear winner in a parliamentary system. So you have to form a government of national unity. The British had known that it would be either the Yorubas and the Igbos, the Action Group, or the NCSC, and the MPC. The MPC was standard. So that was how they did it, and that was what happened. But they knew that was going to bring a very big problem. You had a boisterous Action Group in opposition. There was going to be problems. And they knew it was not going to last. And they knew that it was going to open more fault lines that led to the war in '66. So have you ever wondered that it was just after 6 years after the first elections? No, then we had another elections in '64-65 that spanned into '64-65. So pretty much 6 years after the first election and 2-3 years after the second election, then we had a civil war that further deepened the fault line. So the first agent of distortion, and I'm sure we all know that, it will take years for you to recover from such a strife like that. So they have set the tone for what become the war, and they are giving it to us at a beat, and we are taking it. So once we are taking it, once we have fought the first civil war and all of that, and when the civil war started, they were the ones that started selling their weapons. So afterwards, they had started the first genesis of distortion. They had caused hatred amongst us. The hatred means that we will never be able to come together. And please, that's why I say every wall of hatred you have for your brother, break it. Because if they can take our unity, they can take our strength. So once they caused that hatred, we couldn't come together again. And that's what we've been circling with. In the last election, our problem was not about tribe or religion, but they made it about tribe or religion in the end. Because they know the genesis of distortion. So that's the first genesis of distortion. And that's why you see that life in Nigeria has now become something like an Obasian state. It is British. We talk about Leah Sharibu. Leah Sharibu is a symptom of a deeper problem. We talk about Nigeria not work. It was not structured in a way that it was going to work, because people wanted to take it for their own benefits. And that's why they don't like the truth. That's why they want to dominate every sphere. They want to shut people down in the media when you try to rat them out. So they deliberately put all of these things in place so that these systems and these hegemonies will not make you come together and work. You think all of a sudden Boko Haram just starting? It's also part of a grand system. Now that we've properly destroyed parts of this country with kidnapping, insecurity and all of that, it's easy for non-state actors to roam wild. So there was a genesis to the national distortion, and they knew what they were doing. Pre-independence, post-independence. This game is so big that our politicians are just being played as a pawn in the game. But you know why it's easy to play our politicians? Because they see their greed. A nation can never grow if the leaders are greedy. A nation can never grow if the leaders are greedy. Once they see greed, they exploit the greed of the leaders. Have you ever noticed why is it that most African countries are poor? Because their leaders are greedy. And they are taking advantage of the mindset of their leaders to destroy the nations. For what reason? For natural resource. Because they know we are blessed. You know, Nigeria has the capacity to be a $10-15 trillion economy. Even more than that. America is going to about 20 trillion now. We have the capacity to be a superpower. But you know, we have so much resource. So the next thing they do is they target the greed of our leaders and the selfish interest of our leaders, and they pull the buckle. So our leaders are so content with them having 5-10 billion in their bank accounts rather than the collective development of the people. I mean, look at how bad the roads are in Lagos. For a Lagos that collects a lot of taxes. So it's not even about the politicians. It's about the systems that break all of us down, that create this national distortion. Even with our security system. That's why you see, it will now have different layers. They will put ethnicity in it. They will put religion in it. But these things are deeper than ethnicity and religion. Because they need you to be confused about the dimensioning of these systems. They don't want you to think and know where it's coming from. So the truth is, you can't grow beyond the system that is fraudulent. That's why you see the way we are today with the Naira. All of a sudden, the Naira, that used to be 1-to-1 with the dollar. Look at where it is today. It's 1,004 something. When they were defending the Naira and we kept on telling them there are no fundamentals, they thought I was joking. They said, oh, that boy is a stupid boy. Has the Naira not started rising again? For a country that is so much blessed with milk and honey and its currency cannot be stable, you will know to a large extent that it's because the leaders are not thinking right and they've been sucked in. So maybe sometime soon we'll defend the Naira even more and it will go back to square one again. But please do not think the Naira will go back to where it used to be before. I'm sorry, I'm in the church, I believe in hope and faith, but I'm a realist to the core. I'm not sabi deceive people though. If you think it will be 1-to-1, be careful with what you think. Except we change the systems and the mindset that makes it difficult for us not to be able to produce as a country. Except to become a productive nation. Except we now start to tackle the genesis of this national distortion. We're not going to go anywhere. So insecurity you are seeing is a symptom. Have you ever wondered why, growing up, the same army that used to be so powerful cannot get rid of bandits? So you think all of a sudden it just happened? It didn't just happen. You think the system just got destroyed like that? It didn't just start. It was systematically, and they kept on seeping into our consciousness and our mindsets. And that's why you see it's getting more difficult by the day. But you see, in all of this, for those that have facts and know the Lord, their feet shall be firm on the ground. But the thing is, it's not about just having facts and knowing the Lord. So what are you doing about it in your space? Are you part of the national greed? Because the world has enough to meet human need, not human greed. So we have a leadership that wants to meet their greed and meet our need. It can never be possible. That's why you see how much trillion, 26.7 trillion budgets. It's not going to go far. You know why? There's so much greed. A lot of people want to eat. Egunje. So those are the real agents of distortion. Except you understand that these systems are systems that were built inherently not to make Nigeria work, we will be fooling ourselves. And people like Leah Sharibu and other people that have been caught in the crossfire of Nigeria are just victims in all of this. They're just symptoms. The issues are deeper. In the last 10 years, have you seen real progress? It keeps decelerating. Have you ever wondered why? Because there are no fundamentals. All we have is little successes that people amplify, but it doesn't make it true. What 50 naira could buy 10 years ago, can it buy today again? We say we have gas, we are flaring gas, but we can't buy gas in our own country without having an exorbitant fee. We produce electricity, but it's not enough. Despite the fact that they don't give you power, they now come and say band A. And you're not even getting the band. The electricity agency is like bandits. Today, this morning, I had lots of power in the house. I recharged, how much was it? 40,000 naira. And I got, I think, how many units did I get? Maybe a little over 100 units. But have you ever wondered, why is it that at some point power was a lot better then than it is today? Some people will say, oh, it's because Nigerian population grew. No. It's because the system kept on getting corrupt and more greedy and more greedy and more greedy and more greedy to the point of distortion. And if care is not taken, it's going to be worse. I don't like to deceive people, though. Yes. If the church does not rise up and speak truth to power, if the actors do not rise up and speak truth to power, it's going to be worse. If they ever told you 10 years, would you ever have believed it in Nigeria before? No. If they ever told you that you will have a country where food can be this expensive, would you ever believe it? If they ever told you that Nigeria now will be so at a point that Benin Republic, their currency is bigger than ours. If you saw the front page of the Telegraph newspaper yesterday, they said Nigerian neighboring countries now reject Naira up for CFA and dollar because CFA is 650 to the dollar. Naira is 1,004 something to the dollar. And if care is not taken, it's going to be worse, because at some point we had gotten to 1,900. This was the same CFA that as at the early 90s, 16,000 naira was 1 million CFA. So the ingredients of national distortion, and in all of this, the political class still wants to grab power. So the ingredients of national distortion is greed. But the funny thing is, what I'm most scared about is the greed of the people. Because you see, all of these unscrupulous politicians, they have agents. Some of them will have agents in this place, isn't it? But because, and I'm going to talk to you today, because of what you want to benefit, you see the truth and you look away. You don't know you're doing yourself. Because if this country is good, it's going to be good for all of us. If this country is not good, it's not going to be good for all of us. Are you happy the way it is that as a city as big as Lagos, we don't have pipe-borne running water? When last can you open your tap and say this is government running water? And for you to still do borehole, they are going to charge you for doing borehole. But guess what? I had a friend that was telling me, I said, 1992, when he moved into his house on Mole Estate, there was pipe-borne running water that came into his house, and they said, connect to government water. So how did the situation become deplorable over the years? So these are the agents of national distortion, and that's why I say insecurity is just part of them. The same north that people used to love to drive to in the past, very lovely roads that your car will even break down, you will sleep on the road, are places that you can't go again because of greed and national strife. But let me tell you, they will look for all sorts of things to cloud it. They will call it, oh, it's because of tribalism and everything. That's why you, the people, need to be united. Yoruba, for an Igbo man, the Yoruba brother is not your problem. For a Yoruba man, an Igbo man is not your problem. For an Hausa man and a Bibo man is not your problem. The thieving political class are your problems. Because of their own greed, and they don't want you to thrive and move further. And because it's always been a fight between the masses and the bourgeoisies. That was what the British too did during the colonial days. They will always build systems of exploitation from you. They will levy you, they will tax you. Number one system of it is taxes. Now they want to collect what tax from you? Cyber security taxes. Has your earning increased? So, and that's the mindset of a few continue to get richer while a lot of people continue to get poorer. Real quickly, how do we break these agents of national distortion? Number one, unity. We must unite across every cultural bound, because our real problems are the perpetrators of evil, not your brother from another tribe. And that's why today I come here on behalf of Nigeria. Anybody that's been caught in any tribal debacle or war, please, I apologize, let's forgive. For this last election, please, let's forgive. We can't continue to hold the hurt so much. It will stop us from progress. These are bad people, want the division to continue so that we will not be able to reason properly for ourselves. So it's a gimmick to set us against each other. You are not my brother. You are not my problem, my brother. You are not my problem, my sister. It is those who are manipulating us that are trying to cause chaos amongst us. So please, whoever is hot, I beg, on behalf of the integrity and the hope we expect in this country, let's forgive. Another thing, we need to hold our politicians accountable, and that's why I say kudos to you, sir. Please, a big round of applause for Reverend. A big round of applause for Reverend. as a church is set up an advocacy group, most churches will not try it. Because they'll be waiting for the day one politician will come and donate drum. Or they'll be waiting for the day politician will come and they will endorse them on stage.
You see, why I brought this is for we to hear that all of them, they know the truth. Are you getting the message? Just like what Shetiman went and disgraced himself and disgraced Nigeria. I want us to understand. I just want to make we get the cocoa. Do you understand? I love bringing this kind of news. I saw this thing this morning. I said, Rufai, you. But this same Rufai, because he is working for Nigeria, he will vibrate at the actions of Biafran people trying to free themselves from the same thing he has come here to condemn. This is why I said initially that Nigerians are being sorry about that. Nigerians are being governed under guns and bullets, under arm, by force. You must do my bidding. Nigeria, if a journalist, don't you see the journalist that covered what transpired between police and the protesters was locked up and accused for sponsoring terrorists? People that protested because they were warned not to come out to protest, they came out to protest, they were locked up and charged for treason and the terrorism. Why the people that are carrying arms, sophisticated arms, the Nigerian army barely have one, they have it in numbers, are freely walking around, living in the same community with the leaders of the same people they are claiming to be defending. I just want us to know that all these newscasters and journalists are scared of their lives. That is why they will not sit in that television or on that television to tell you that this is the way it is, this is what happened. I just want us to get the message. They are like people with something on their head. You must do as I say. If you don't do as I say, boom, finish. Or you end up in prison. That is a Nigeria for you. That is why when you see Shetima telling you that freedom is a right you cannot take away from people, it's a right you can't even kill, you can't bury. And then you wonder why Obasanjo will come all the way to Biafra land to educate the people of Biafrans that Biafra has been killed and buried 50 years ago. That they buried the Biafra in the back of one Simon backyard in Enugu. And the man called this Simon agreed and accepted and nodded with a smiling and cross leg like waiting and no one call here. Nodded and smiling. They buried. Who know what they did then? You see, when you see things happening, you don't understand. I'm trying to find that video again. That video that Obasanjo said Biafra was buried 50 years ago. I'm finding that video because that video speaks a lot. That video have many explanations for Obasanjo to tell you that they buried the Biafra behind somebody's house. Means they did something that Biafra will never come. They did something that will put confusion in the minds of the people of Biafra. Each time they bring up the issue of Biafra, they will set confusion, they will begin to fight each other, they will begin to disagree with each other, they will begin to sabotage the cause. And after they have done all these things, they buried it, that Biafra will never rise again. But they never know that there are things you will do that only have some time to work, and they will never work forever. I just want us to understand. No, Rufai is not speaking in the Nigerian news, oh sister. What is sister? Rufai is not talking from Nigerian news. Rufai is talking from church. He have right to say. If you catch him now, he will tell you he is preaching. But in the news, he cannot come out and this. You see this thing he said here? Rufai can never sit down on a Rise television chair as a newscaster, as a journalist, and give you this message now. He will not do it. If he do it, they will set him up to end up in prison, or they will sack him for work. So sometimes when you look at these people, sometimes you see that they are like robots. They are like puppets. Because in Nigeria, for you to keep your job, keep your own job, you went to school to study for you to keep it, for you to get it, you have to pay. For you to keep it, you continue paying. So you don't blame them sometimes, because they are doing the job they were employed to do. I want to make with them understand them. Say, is Biafra or nothing? It's just Biafra or nothing. Whether you agree or whether you don't agree. I have to end this program now. I was thinking I will run the program from work for 1 hour before and come back again. Now I don't know if I will be able to come back around 10 or 9 again. Let me see. But before we end, I want us to listen to our leader. And from here, I beg you now, if you are watching this video, like this video now. Whether for Facebook, whether for YouTube, like the video. Like the video for me now. What did I do now? I'm gonna like the video. Now I beg, just do me a favor, like this video. Please. How can only 131 like the video when over how many people have watched this video? That's too bad. 500 people have watched this video and only 100 have liked it. It's not fair. That's why you come. I'm begging you to like my video, not because I get paid for you liking my video, but because they are persecuting me. And the people that are bent in reporting my channel, nothing go tire. Because those of you that know me from beginning know, say, I be die hard. Even if one person that watch me, I go, they preach, they go. I know send. If one person that watch, I know send, I go, they talk, they go. So I have to para here. I have to para here. Thank you so much for watching. As we continue, God will strengthen us all. If you listen to this program and you listen to what Shetima said, and you are still skeptical, like You don't know, you want know, you want sure, you want see clearly. I've said it before. It's either you are fighting for your freedom or you are fighting against your freedom. There is nothing like I am not interested. It's either you are in or you are out. And the you being out is being against the family. That is where we are now. That is why everybody must wake up. Everybody must wake up. So I will stop here. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.
Chineke gosi n'ihi na ọgba adọkpa ahụ ka anyị bụ eze ebube n'ime eluigwe. Ọ bụ site na amara gị n'ime ndụ anyị Chineke nna nke igwe anyị wee na-ebesara ya akwa n'ụwa niile na n'olu anyị eze ebube dị ngọzi anyị na